Hello, classmates and Dr. Pavan. I will be discussing my mini proposal outlined through PowerPoint. The first slide is the title to my study, which is The Effectiveness of Social Media for eBay Sellers and the Practical Marketing Platform Used. I'm conducting this research to explore how eBay sellers engage, enable, and retain their social media platform. Third slide is titled Rational. This study is to help identify eBay sellers' current status on how they are using social media and finding the most efficient platform. A number of sellers are aware certain platforms can be used, while others are either left in the dark with possible confusion. eBay has a high restriction on sellers placing social media links attached to their profile, thus giving the sellers no option unless it's outside the organization and possibly within. eBay has stated, quote, to protect our members, listing or products can't contain links that direct customers to a site other than eBay, even if the link is not clickable, end quote. Businesses strive for exposure, so many of the eBay sellers are willing to exercise this marketing platform, even if it means finding other avenues. If so, which is the most beneficial for their business? Next slide is the research question. As an eBay seller, I'm naturally interested in finding other possibilities to make more profits for my business. So the social media platform is a gigantic marketing source for all businesses, and it's always plays an interest to me in how it can make or break an organization with or without using this platform. Now, some of the samples that I'll be directing to my participants are: one, what social media platforms do they use? Two, how do they determine their profits from this platforms? And three, are they aware of their social media platforms capability for their store? The next slide is the literature review that I will generally be collecting through my studies. Based on these selected topics, not only does this assist my argument, but allows the reader to understand the importance of the relationship between the buyer and the seller while capitalizing on the social media events. Some of the topics listed below, such as exploring consumers' reaction and purchase intentions, understanding social media effects across the seller, retailer, and consumer interaction. Now, these related topics are used as applied research to help generate some of the business theories. The listing below that are a few theories that are particularly relevant to the topic of interest in order to avoid being biased, such as the barriers of social media use, the competitive advantage, and the customer seller social media's intentions. So in addition, the literature review gathered most highly has to be most highly current and relevant based on today's market. That's allowing me and other readers to continue to gain knowledge on the subject based on the current standings in order to validate the data supporting my future studies. The next slide is the methodology, which I'll be using several cases studies as a qualitative research method using the survey procedure as my primary data collection. Just in order to develop my analysis. The justification to using this is using the case study as a secondary source and more like a starting point to examine and collect the informational content. Gathering all this is necessary and keen to the topic of interest, just tapping in the use of social media just to reinforce the business image, encourage the traffic flow and profits. Third reason would be to formulate the survey as a primary source, just enabling to direct the question towards the eBay sellers as participants, either through the eBay community seller platforms or developing a survey using the SurveyMonkey. This research design will not only help me examine and analyze a matter, but again, a descriptive content to support the best practice also used by the sellers, or if any. Next slide is the explanation of the significance. This research possibly further informed the eBay organization current concerns of the seller's needs for better understanding, direction, and capitalizing the social media platform, while possibly formulating or developing a data just to illustrate a precise dollar magnitude from the followers slash consumers from any of these particular platforms. If established, both the organization and the seller will benefit from this by the listing below, such as one, receiving more inbound traffic toward the website, two, higher profit revenues for the sellers, three, determine the seller's most practical social media platform, four, improve the brand loyalty and imagery for the business and organization, and five, just to help track the seller's marketing tactics and practices generated from these particular platform. Of course, the next slide is basically my reference list, which relates to my literature review topics. But other than that, this proposal presented in front of you has been built from the knowledge that I have gained from the previous class discussion, case, the SLP assignments, all of which is necessary to allow me to eventually build on my theory from an analysis while developing the tools needed to build and measure and also establish many of the factors needed to be placed towards my topic of interest. If you have any other questions, please feel free to contact me. Thank you.